Sometimes I feel like taking a trip down the memory lane, so in this video I'm going to benchmark Lost Planet 2 on a single GTX 1070. Welcome my friends to another one of my benchmarking videos. As always, this video is recorded on an external recorder at 60 frames per second, so what you will see in this video will be pure performance. I'm using my trusty old Core i5-2500, which is overclocked to 4.8 GHz, overclocked for benchmarking reasons. You don't need such frequency to play the game actually. There we are. The system has 16 GB of memory and the graphics card is a single GTX 1070 made by KFA2. Latest forks were installed and the video card is also a little overclocked to 2 GHz. We will see that at the end of the video in MSI Afterburner. So I'm using the standalone benchmarking utility that was released back then for Lost Planet 2. I'm going to benchmark the DirectX 11 version, of course. A quick look at the settings first. 1080p resolution and maxed out settings, multi-sampled anti-aliasing at 8 times. Motion blur, which I don't like, but I have used that for my previous Lost Planet 2 videos, so I am keeping it. And everything else is at high, which is the highest settings. So I'm going to run test A first and then test B. In the 970 I was getting 144 for test A and 93 frames per second for test B. So let's start with test A.
Keep your radios on to receive mission updates. Activate any data posts you find so you can get a lay of the land. Also, don't let your thermal energy reserves run low out there. Dropping off a team up ahead. Rendezvous with them. I'm making the drop. Stay on your guard. Get down there! Break up into smaller groups. You'll have a visual on the jungle pirates before long. Activate all the generators. You better split up. Time is of the essence.
So we're getting 216 frames per second, very good performance. I need to remember that later. And let's see how the second part of the benchmark runs. "103 frames per second for the second test. Do some basic calculations. 216 for the 970, 144 for the 1070. Sorry, 144 for the 970. 50% performance increase, and I have 103 for the 1070. and 93 for the 970, only 11%. The second run, however, is extremely CPU limited, and we will see that right away in Mesa Afterburner. First of all, frame rate and frame times are very good for this game, for the first part at least. Equal parts for the for test A. Now for test B, as you can see, we have huge CPU limits, so test B is more appropriate for CPU testing. I think that this is still a very good CPU test. I don't know why websites do not use test B of Lost Planet 2 benchmark. We can see the CPU usage is maxing out in test B, and it is also very well threaded in spite of being CPU limited. I will have to retest this on a better system. As for the other tests, they are not so CPU heavy, but still quite CPU heavy. CPU temps are okay, even on the test B. 2.9 gigabytes of system RAM used. The power of the card is around 80 to 85%. GPU temps are okay. Core clock at 2 GHz throughout the run, no problems here. And of course we have 1 GB, 1.2 at its maximum, and again 900 megabytes here, 850 to be exact, and 1 GB for the test B. This game still looks quite good to me, to tell you the truth. For such low GPU requirements, it feels quite new. Time does not has not destroyed it altogether. So I hope you find this video informative, my friends. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.